how much exactly have you been making over the last couple of months with remote closing?
Well, as I told you like some days ago, I started like making around 1 to 2K at the beginning, and now I'm making like 4 to 5 to 6K monthly.
Gotcha. Okay, so you've been around the 4 to 6K mark consistently, which is exciting. Hey, this is Markus Dunk. Welcome to a new video. Today I'm sitting here with our beautiful client Ignacio. He has been absolutely crushing it over the last couple of months and made the jump out of his 9 to 5 into a remote career, which we'll be covering here today. And yeah, I decided to interview him today and invite him for an interview to just chat about his journey, his process, and how everything has been for him, the ups and the downs, of course. So Ignacio, welcome, man. Super excited to have you.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much for having me here.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Sure.
So yeah, I would say let's dive right into it. Like, how much exactly have you been making over the last couple of months with remote closing?
Well, as I told you like some days ago, I started like making around 1 to 2K at the beginning, and now I'm making like 4 to 5 to 6K monthly.
Gotcha. Okay, so you've been around the 4 to 6K mark consistently, which is exciting. Yeah. I mean, what have you been doing before joining our mentoring program, our remote closer mentoring program? What have you been doing before you worked as a closer? Give us a little bit of a background where you were in the beginning.
Well, as I remember, when I had the first call with you, I was working as an IT engineer here in my country. I live in Dominican Republic, Latin American country. It's a good career. You have a really good salary based on where I'm living. I was making around like 2.5K, and I really like that job, but I haven't have like the freedom for me to be whatever I want to be, or I love to travel a lot, and
Yes.
that was one of the reasons that I tried to jump into closing, because I need more time and freedom for myself. Now I'm just closing, and yeah, making around as I told you, 4 to 6K monthly.
Wow, that's great. Okay, yeah, congratulations first of all. That's almost like double what you made before in your job. So that means previously you didn't really had the chance in your job to work remotely, or maybe was it just some days, or how did that work back then? Like, did they give you that opportunity?
Yeah, sometimes, but not always. Yes.
Okay, so it was not as flexible.
I try, like to do that, to travel a lot of times, but only like for 10 to 15 days, because that's the only time that I have to do it,
Yes, absolutely. Cool. Awesome. And I mean, you're originally, I think, from Dominican Republic, right?
Yes.
Are you based there, or are you traveling right now? Where are you actually right now? I didn't even ask you before we started.
Right now I am in Dominican Republic, yes. But when I quit my job, I just bought a ticket to Brazil and spent like 2 months there, and also going to visit my mother in New York, spend some days with her, and now I'm more close to my family and spending more time for me, for my family, and to help people with their business.
Love that. Okay. All right, cool. So just to circle back real quick. So you have been based in Dominicana. You worked there as, an, I think, IT engineer, you said.
Yes.
You didn't really had that freedom. Take us back to like when you started with the mentoring program. What went through your mind? What kind of was the idea? What kind of situation have you been back then? I mean, 2.5K in a 9 to 5 job in Dominican Republic. I think that sounds pretty good. A lot of people will be very happy about that. So what was going through your mind back then?
Well, I had a lot of limiting belief, and I was also like really scared about this, because I've been following youth brands sometimes like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember exactly, but then I just like stuck. I was like stuck on that job. Okay, it's a good job, good money, based on the country that I live in. But the freedom, as I told you, was the thing that I was looking for it. And I saw you on Instagram. I've been following you some years ago. And as I told you, I saw your pictures, so your histories. And what is this guy is making? Remote closing, what the heck is that? Or what is this? And I started like doing some researches on internet, and I saw what is that. So I decided one day to have the call with you. I was really, really scared because, my English was not my first language. And also I was not like really confident in myself that I was able to do something like this. And also I was scared about what people said if I changed my life or change my career or something, because I was really afraid, and it was always in my mind, like it was very important for me, like people think about me or what I was doing. But now
Yeah.
it's not that. So now it's different. Now I just give a shit about that.
I love that. And also, just by the way, in what language are you closing right now?
Spanish.
In Spanish. Okay, so you're closing in your native language. What would you, because this was also kind of a concern that you had, right? If I remember correctly, hey, English is not my first language, I speak with an accent. And, then we talked about how that is actually an asset for you, right? You can take advantage of that, which you do.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back at that person that you were when you started, like, what would you tell that Ignacio from back then? Like, if you could just kind of travel back in time for 5 minutes and talk to that old version of you, like, what would you tell yourself there?
And I just will tell myself that, like trust in the process, have more confidence in yourself, because if you don't trust in yourself, you will not do the things that you want to do. You have to say goodbye to those limiting beliefs that you have in your mind. Because if you don't do that, so what is going to happen? You're going to stop in the same place that you have before, just because of that you were not able like to be or change your comfort zone and be out of that comfort zone.
Where all the growth happens at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
It's outside of the comfort zone, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So
because yes, it was a good life. Okay, it was a good salary for my country, but not the freedom that I want to.
Yeah, it was not really like on your
I
own
was
terms.
really scared.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. I mean, what exactly are you doing right now? Because you said before, I was looking into remote closing. What is that? How does it work? You did some research. Like, how would you explain what you're doing to a friend who maybe has not that much background knowledge, or how would you say that, like, in your own words?
Well, I'm just helping people to achieve their goals. I help people that are interested in some things to do in life, and I just help them to take a decision to move forward.
So you're just helping someone to make a decision. Is this the right thing? Is this not the right thing? Okay, so do you want to share a little bit more about the the closing opportunity that you're currently on? Again, you don't need to mention any names or anything like that, of course, if you don't want to, but share a little bit about that. What are you helping people with the decision? Like, maybe you want to talk a little bit about that, so that students in our program who are seeing this, or also who are considering that they get a little bit more of an understanding.
Yeah, sure. I'm closing for Amazon FBA coach, helping people like to achieve their goals on creating a business on Amazon to have a passive income.
Gotcha. So it's e-commerce, and then kind
Yes.
of making money, business niche, business coach. And where did you come across that opportunity?
I come across the community of Closer you provide to us, because during the program we meet a lot of people that we share together and do a lot of things together, like role plays to practice about how to close people. And then I make like a lot of good friends. One of those friends were Juan and Eduardo.
Shout out to Juan and Eduardo.
Yeah. And well, I met Eduardo, in my first opportunity that I go through Carolina. But with Eduardo, then I start talking to them. We have several meetings, like to practice and to have several role plays together. And then we connected too much because we were like in the same way, you know, like we have like syndrome limiting belief and things like that before. And yeah, after that, he got that other opportunity, and then he recommended to me. Also, Juan did it too.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, we by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't seen the interview with Juan and Eduardo, we can link it somewhere here so you can check it afterwards. We already interviewed both of them as well. So super cool. Now you here, right? We talk about it. It's kind of going full circle. So inside of the community is where you find your opportunity, which of course is super valuable, right? If you just have like-minded people around you, and then, you know, you're basically passing on opportunities here and there within that group. Cool. Ignacio, if you would look at our mentoring program, what was the biggest lesson for you that you learned, or the biggest lesson that you got from the mentoring? Like what did we help you the most with?
Yeah, well, definitely to change your mindset, to be out of your limiting belief, and to trust more in yourself, to have more confidence in yourself, because that's the only way you will go through the things that you want to achieve. Because if not, you will not do anything. And that was me at the beginning. I was really scared. My mindset was not really set. Yeah, after that, I'm here and I'm super happy because something that I really like about the program is that we don't only focus on the techniques on how to close a deal, but also like to change your mindset, to reprogram yourself. That's really, really important. The support of a lot of people that is helping you to achieve that too. Not only having like the techniques, how to close good deals, how to close a person, but the mindset, the community, the support, that's the best.
Yeah, so I love that you're mentioning that, because a lot of the things also that we work through literally in the program, they have not really directly anything to do with closing. It is a lot of personal development. It is like you learning about yourself, right? And then the techniques, they just, you know, you get them too, but it will be a lot easier to implement them, right? And then of course, to support the community, just having someone in your corner if you need something. Absolutely cool. Yeah, I mean, right now you basically doubled your income. You have the lifestyle that you can travel freely. You went to Brazil, you went to the US. I'm sure you keep traveling. You big travel like myself. I mean, what does your family, your friends, like what are they saying about that new version of Ignacio, who has the freedom to just be location independent and travel? And you double your incomes, of course, as well, from already a quote unquote like good job for the terms of the country that you've been living in, right? What are they saying about your success?
Well, my family is supporting me really good. So at the beginning, you know, like I start with, I was like working and doing closing at the same time at the beginning. It was okay, but I was like really busy at the beginning with those things. After I decided like to quit my job, I just talked to my family. Well, hey, I don't want to keep working on this job because I don't have the freedom for me. You know that I like a really free guy that love to travel and not to ask permission to anyone. And just my father said something like, okay, so do you like what are you doing now? Do you think it's good? Okay, are you making money with that? Yes, okay, go ahead. I will support you. That was amazing. All my family support me, and they are always like asking me, how many calls do you have today? What are you going to do tomorrow? How many calls do you have? Things like that, you know. And sometimes I ask, you are like more attentive to my word than me. Yeah.
Awesome. So you almost closed your family also on supporting you. Like you influenced them in a way to also, hey, you know, it's something that I like, you know, I'm making good money. And I quickly want to take some time to talk about this phase in your journey of you making that transition from, you know, you still have one foot in your job and then the other foot at your closing opportunity. How was that transition for you? How did you make that transition? What were some of the challenges that you might had? For example, if someone's watching this, let's say inside of our community already, and they're kind of in that process of making the transition, what would be some gold nuggets that you could share on looking back at your journey of making that jump? Because it is something very uncomfortable, right? Tell us a little bit about that. How was that for you? How did you approach it?
Yeah, well, definitely as the first job opportunity that I have as a closer, I was like part-time there. I was working in the morning, and then at night I was taking calls. It was really a little bit hard at the beginning because I need to be focused on both things at the same time. And it was a little bit hard because of it, because in the morning just focus on my job, and if I have to do something at night, I need to after the calls that I have those days, I need to start working again on my job. And it was not like really something that allows me like to keep growing, because if you're a closer, if you want to improve yourself as a closer, you need to have time to check your calls. You need to have time to listen or the things that you say on your calls for you to improve and do the corrections. Yeah, there was just a time when I got like the other opportunity with the opportunity that I'm closing now. And I said, well, with this one, I'm making more money, able like to replace my income. And I just decide like I just decided like on 1 month before, just decided like to quit my job, because I remember the last call I had with you, and you told me something like, how much do you have in savings for you to quit your job, for example? Okay, I have this amount. It's okay for me to leave 6 months in case of something happens, for example. Or how many people are you depending on, or how many people are depending on you? And I don't need to give money to anyone, and especially right now. Okay, so what I'm waiting for, I just thought that what I'm waiting for, if I can just only close, why should I'm doing both things at the same time? And I just decided to quit. I was really afraid at the beginning, of course, really afraid. But the first days only closing, I was like, oh, I'm just closing. Like I was like really nervous those first days. But after that, after practicing, after watching the results, amazing. The best decision.
I love that, man. And how was that day for you when you decided, okay, I'm gonna hand in my resignation? Do you remember, was it one particular day, or was this like a combination of multiple days, or were you just kind of going to your boss and saying, hey, I'm gonna leave? Or like, how was that?
Yes, at the beginning, I was, because I was thinking about quitting before, but I told my boss something like, okay, I have another opportunity, another thing that I want to go into that. If you want, I can do something like in the morning I don't work, in the afternoon I can work for you if you, or in the night. And I was thinking about that, but then I say something like, no, because it would be like the same I was doing with the other first opportunity. And then I go back to him like 2 weeks later, and I say, no, you know what? I quit. I will quit. Definitely, I will quit. Um, he was okay, because it was something that I want to achieve. He knows that that I'm someone that I'm not someone to be like in an office. He knows that because he knows I'm a traveler. He knows that I'm love to be out. He was always asking me, okay, how many days do you want now? I went to the office or something like that. But yeah, it was just like that. I just said to him that I will be quitting. I just give them like 2 weeks to finish all my things, say goodbye.
Sweet, man. That's great. I love that. And then you were out, and then it was just hitting the gas, going all in. So much more time opens up for you as well. And right now,
right at the beginning, the bed, perfect.
Yes, yeah, man, so proud of you, because it is not easy, right? It is not easy, it is hard. And I'm not saying about like hard in terms of like physical hard, it's like mentally, right?
Yeah,
Man, I'm super proud of you that you made that switch successfully, how you made it, how you went about it. That's really good. So what does your day-to-day life look like right now? How much do you really work? What do you do the rest of the time? What do you do with that freedom and that and that double
yeah,
paycheck, so to speak?
yeah. Yeah, definitely. Usually at the beginning, I just woke up, doing my breakfast, going out for some workout, and then I go back, take a shower, start like contacting my leads, and I start working around 11 to 12 until 5, 6, depending on the schedule on the date. But I
Yeah,
usually do like 4 to 5, usually 4 to 5. Sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends on the day. Yeah.
awesome. 4 to 5 calls per day. Cool. So you can kind of, you structure the morning like you want, then you take 4 to 5 calls a day, and then that's basically it. You can do whatever you want. Or I mean, if you're traveling, you could go and explore, right?
Yeah, sometimes I just reprogram my schedule if I'm traveling, like to have calls at night and things like that. Yeah, like to have time for me to meet. I've seen the places I've been.
Awesome, man. Cool. What would you say, Ignacio, now that we slowly wrapping this up, what would you say to someone that is maybe not 100% sure about, joining a mentoring program, about remote closing, whether this is ours or someone else's? But let's say they're considering joining, but they don't know if this is the right thing for them or not, if they can even do it. Maybe they don't really understand what this is about, or maybe it's someone who already had a call with me or my team, like, and they're still like kind of on the fence. What would you just like give them on the way? What would you say to someone like that?
I just have to say that something like you just need to trust in the process. You just need to know that this is something real. That this, if you put in the work to achieve your goals on those things, you will make it. You just need to like trust in the process, as I said in the beginning, and reprogram yourself, like your mind, to know that if you enter on this, you will do it. Because it was me. That person that you mentioned that now, it was me at the beginning. I was really insecure about this. I don't know really, I didn't know really good what I was choosing. And I just do some research to look at that, like, well, maybe, okay, I'm going to be selling, but it's just not really selling. It's you helping people to achieve their goals. And it's not something like you are going to be like those salesperson that you will, and that calls you every single day. Hey, I will offer you this and this and this. It's not. It's a person that is interested in the service that you are offering, and you will help that person to take a good decision for them to change what they want to change. Business, fitness, whatever. You can close whatever you want. So just trust in the process and go for your dreams. Because if you make a list of your goals and you put in the work to achieve those goals, you will do it. But you have to have or make the first step. And the first step is just say, yes, I will do it, and I will join it.
Mm-hmm. So just taking action, making the first step. What if someone would say, okay, but it's just a big investment for me to invest in a mentor. I'm already financially struggling. This is a big investment, a big step for me, and they're kind of afraid, and this is holding them back. Like looking back at you, like what would you say?
Yeah, definitely. It's of course, if you want to do something, you have to invest in yourself, because it's not that you are going to spend $500 and you should not expect to have like a really good program with a really good results. It's not like that. If you want to improve in yourself, you have to invest in yourself. Okay. And of course, for me, for example, okay, maybe I have to invest some amounts of money. Uh, I'm from Latin America, well, that amount of money is too much money for me. Jesus, oh my God, how can I like spend, or how can I be able like to pay that or something? But if you see yourself, if you like go back and you know all the things that you spend, if necessary, you can save that amount and just put it in a place for you to, I don't know, like for the goals that you have. Um, if you have the necessity, uh, that's
Being
something.
resourceful, like
Yeah,
finding ways.
at the beginning, I was thinking a lot about, I need to invest uh, this amount of money, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And I just recovered my investments like 2 months or 3 after I start like really closing.
Yeah.
So
And the rest is just you keep the knowledge,
yeah,
right? It's
and the
like
rest is the steps to give them the knowledge, definitely.
absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree.
It's really, really worth it. It's really worth it.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you
Recover your
said.
investment. Really,
It's
really
often
fast.
like if someone tells me, hey, but I don't have the money, I don't have that much money. That's exactly the reason why you need to do it, because you don't
Yeah,
have it, right? So
yeah.
but that's great. Cool.
Yeah.
Ignacio, is there anything else that you want to mention before we wrapping things up? Anything else that we haven't covered that I might forgot, or that you might forgot? Anything else that we need to go over? Anything else that you want to mention before we, wrap things up here?
Well, definitely, I just want to say thank you, Marcus. I just want to say thank you to the team, to the remote closing program with Carmina, Ismael, and all the people that I met there, because without the community, it wouldn't be possible for me to be here talking with you and to sharing my experience. Because the support that I received from the program was the best things that I could ever have. Definitely the best things. And the people that you met, the connections that you did, that was the best. Like meeting people from all over the world, from Europe, from Mexico, from Australia. Was really, really, really nice. Really, really good. Thank you, man. I love you all. Love you all for this. And
We love you too, Ignacio, and appreciate your warm words. And also, I want to thank you for being just an awesome client, executing, implementing, reaching out when you need help, not making excuses, right? So when you mention the community, like thanks to you also being part of it, and you're part of that community, right? So that's kind of what we built, amazing people just like yourself. So really appreciate you. Super proud of you again. Congratulations to your success. I'm sure in the future we have you on again to just check in with you how things are going.
yeah,
I'm super curious.
definitely. Because that's something that I really want to, because right now I'm like closing in Spanish, but I know that I need to be improving myself as a closer to then possibly, not possibly, then in the future to be able like to jump into a better opportunity, and a better opportunity for me to go through my goals, financial goals. Yes.
Absolutely. There's always a next level, man. There's always a next level coming. So super curious
Because now, something, I'm closing for Latin American people. It's not like it's not like closing for US people or something. It's a little bit hard because it's not the same salary and things like that. But yeah, definitely. If we jump into better, if you want to like to be better, you need to improve yourself for you to go through those goals you have.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Also, I mean, you speaking Spanish and English is just a big asset. It's like you can close in both languages. I mean, right now you do it in Spanish, later you might do it in English, maybe you switch back to Spanish, because Spanish market is growing a lot. I'm seeing it. It's growing very,
Yeah, it's
very
growing.
fast
It's really
and
growing.
big. So yeah, man. Again, super proud of you. Thank you again for your time. And if you're still watching this until here, then also congratulations to you. If you're curious in learning more about remote closing and how we might be able to help you out as well, same like we did with Ignacio here, then there's a link down in the description. If the link is still working, then it means we still have spots open to apply for the mentoring program. It's going to be a call where we figure out your situation. We see, does this even make sense for you? Can we even help you? So no worries at all. It's completely free of charge. It's going to be with me or someone in my team. And then we just figure out if we can help you as well. So click the link right now if it's still working. And yeah, I see you on that call. And for you, Ignacio, thank you so much one more time. And I see you inside of our community. All right.
Thank you,
Take it
man.
easy.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.